Now, in this country, we've seen cyber attacks on Parliament House, on government departments, on major media organisations, and the Reserve Bank today has warned that we could see an Australian financial institution subject to major cyber attacks in the not too distant future. It believes the risks are heightened within our financial system. Business Editor Ross Greenwood joins me now. And Ross, there was a bit of a reminder of these risks today.
There was indeed. ANZ has had some outages in its system today, and so that again is just a reminder of not only the technical difficulties but also even the number of cyber attacks. Now, there's no suggestion this one today is a cyber attack, but the Reserve Bank in its financial stability report does warn today that a significant attack on a financial institution in Australia that could take it down for a period of time could have really quite a detrimental impact on Australia's financial stability. It says, given the very large number of attacks, and it does note these are happening literally on an hourly or a daily basis, it seems almost inevitable that at some point the defences of a significant financial institution will be breached. And, you know, here you might be thinking about the fact that the Reserve Bank could be worried about, you know, sort of interest rates, or it might be worried about, say, for example, house prices going through the roof, which it is worried about. It talks about those things as well. But this was a really interesting one because you imagine that in many ways this is a risk that even directors of big banks can't directly control. And it's also something, if you think about how important they are to the livelihoods of business and to individual Australians, if something were to happen that was untoward, it really could be highly disruptive to our economy.
Absolutely. I remember not so long ago there was a bit of an outage with ATMs around the country, I think just at one of the supermarkets, and it sent everything into a spiral immediately. So anything could happen here. They've got to spend a fortune, I suppose, protecting themselves against this sort of thing. And Ross, the big news in New South Wales, of course, is so-called Freedom Day. Well, there's a little bit of a step forward, big step forward for a lot of businesses Monday. What's the mood? Do you expect there's a lot of cash stuffed in people's pockets ready just to get flooding into the economy come Monday?
Well, you talk about disruptions to banks. Well, you know, business has been significantly disrupted during all of these lockdowns. New South Wales comes out and the expectation is that there's going to be significant spending. Really, savers who have been not able to get out and spend have got about $120 billion or so in spare cash, they say, plus house prices across New South Wales and Sydney have risen, so that gives the feel-good factor even greater. But there is one worry, and that is the number of businesses that won't open on Monday, simply because they've broken down and closed as a result of the ongoing commitments of rent and so forth.